Evet, bugün Fallout New Vegas'ın ilk bölümü, ilk serisiyle kanalımızın başlıyoruz. Haydi bakalım. Sinematikte konuşmayacağım. Altyazı açık ama göstermiyor sinematikte. Çok konuşunca sinematik havası bozuluyor, o yüzden siz biraz yalnız bırakacağım. Sinematikten sonra da bir özet geçmeyi planlıyorum, anlayamadım.
War. War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn. Training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Şimdi burada DLC şeyler geçecek. O sırada ben de olayı özetleyeyim gibi bir şey. İki tane şey var, devlet var diyebiliriz burada. California Republic ve Legion diye. Bu ikisi birbirleri savaş halindeler. Bunun nedeni de tabii ki de gıda ve enerji. Bunun en büyük yeri de bir tane baraj var. Onun adını söylüyor. Şimdi unuttum. O barajı kontrol altına almaya çalışıyorlar. O yüzden bir savaş var. Biz de kendi halinde yaşayan normal bir nasıl desem kuryeyiz. Normal bir kurye götürecektik ki işler bende karmaşık oluyor ve bir anda gördüğünüz arkadaş bizi vuruyor kafadan ve şansa ölmüyoruz. Hikayemiz burada başlıyor. Neler olur ben de çok bilmiyorum. Birkaç şey denedim. Bu ekranda modu. Bir iki mod yükledim o kadar. Çok bir şeyimiz yok. O da koşma ekliyor. Şöyle devam edelim.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now.
Bir de mavi aldım. Mavi daha hoş duruyor bana göre ama.
Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
İsim tabii. Kododin değil. Adımızı normal bir insan olarak George koyacağım. George'umuzun maceraları. Kurye George.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
Biz
How'd I do?
sıkıntı yok. Evet, cinsiyetimiz erkek olsun. Irkımız Afro-Amerikan, İspanyol. Adımız George ise Kafkas bir Avrupalı gibi olmamız lazım. O yüzden çok şey yapmıyorum. Kurulum bu işlere çok giremiyorum genelde ama şunu birinci abi bir özelleştir. Şekil olarak gözleri bir göz yokmuş genel olarak. Şöyle yakışıklı bir abimiz olsun. Ne kadar herkese göre değişir ama. Tamam. Çok da oynamaya gerek yok. Saçını değiştirmek istiyordum ama saçını değiştiremiyoruz herhalde, ya da ben görmedim. Burası çenedir. Tamam. Bence böyle iyi. Çok da oynamaya gerek yok. Ha, saç stili tamam. Defol. Kelleşen. Baz. Oha karışmış. Gri patlama. Geri patlama özür dilerim. Dağınık. Fazla kabartı. Şurada bir subay, o da çok şey duruyor ya. Pompadır olsun. Tabi oyun eski olduğu için çok güzel gözükmüyor olabilir. Çok normal bir şey. Rengine biraz açık olsun. Sakal. Kaba sakal iyi durdu ya. Ben böyle seviyorum. Tamam. Evet eminim.
Well, I got most of it right anyway.
Şu
Stuff
sesi
like
biraz
that.
arttırayım. Adamın sesini duyamıyorum.
There. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it
Karakter
slow
kodunu
now.
yapacağız.
It ain't a race.
Klasik kontroller.
Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try.
Peki.
We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
Hmm. Şöyle ayarlayacağız. Kalan puan. Kuvvet. Yakın saldırı. Kuvveti biraz azaltalım. Daha çok silahlı şey yapmayı düşünüyorum. Patlayıcı enerji silah isabet oranı. Buna bir tık arttıralım. Dayanıklık, silahsız dövüş, sağlık, direnme gücü, hayatta kalma. Dayanıklı yapalım burada. Karizma. Bunun 2 tane var. Önemli bu. Bilim, tahmin, çeviklik, şans, ön bakış. Bakalım. Karizmayı verdik. Zekayı bir tane daha versek. Çevikliğe de bir tane verdik mi? Tamamdır. Tamam. Bence iyi gibiyiz.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard score there, but after what you've been through, I'd say that's great news.
Sağ olun.
Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn are dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
Tamamdır.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Mama.
House.
Barınak.
Night.
Sessizlik.
Bandit.
İsviçre peyniri. Rüşvet.
Light.
İlham. Gelir.
Mother.
Özlem.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Katılmıyor.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Kesinlikle katıl.
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
Yorum yok.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Yeni fikirler. Yavaşım diyordu değil mi? Katılmıyor.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Katılıyorum.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
Psikoloji testi yapıyoruz. Burada bana kırık çene, kimyasal reaksiyon, kapının içinde bir gölge. Çok garip bir şey. Bu oyunun bu tarzını seviyorum.
Okay. How about this one?
İnsan var. Efendim. Paha biçilmez bir sanat eseri. Gemiye benziyor. Orada bir insan var ama.
Last one.
2 tane hayvan görüyorum orada. Aynen, mesela yastık üzerinde kafaya daha çok benziyor.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
Tabii dostum. Bilim, enerji silahları, ticaret, tamir. Enerji silahları buna gerek yok. Silahlar, silahsız dövüş, sinsilik, tamir. Ticaret de olur ama yok, ticaret yerine hitabet alalım. Sonuçta rol yapma oyunu oynuyoruz ve bizim reis de çok. Bir de silahlara abone ol. Bilim yeteneği, karışık bilimsel veriler. Ama bu ikisi beraber olsa daha mantıklı. Onun yerine tamir alalım. Yayın.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you.
Evet.
I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Tabii. 2 tane özellik seç. Klastrofobi, disiplinli. Silah kullanacağım için evet bu işe yarar. Gözlükle. El bombaları kullanmayacağım. Yetenekli. Silah iyi huylu alabiliriz sanki biraz da. Aynen iyi huylu alalım. Silahımız azaltıyor ama onu hallederiz.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Sacrifice. Kıyafetlerim nerede? Çıkışta mı verecek?
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this.
Pip-boy.
They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you.
Sağ ol, iyi kalpli bir
And
adamsın.
put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Sağ ol dostum.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Aynen artık öğretme moduna gerek yok. Oyunu bitirmedim daha. Kıyafetlerime gidiyor. Dünyaya atlıyoruz. Ha giymiş miyim sen? Güzel. Old World Blues. DLC şeyleri bunlar. Tamam. Tamam. Tamam. Tamam. Tamam. Bunlar da DLC'ler. Yay. Peki ilk işimiz Metro'dan Victor. Tamam. Tamam.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Thanks bro.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
Bizi kurtaran reis sensin herhalde. Ben nasıl buldun?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low.
Yani
Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were. So I hauled you off to the dock right quick. Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals.
Bilgiye
Some of
ihtiyacım
the
var
fine
dostum.
folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
Okey. Nasıl dersin? Güzel baharlar.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
Söyle.
Happy trail!
Görüşürüz dostum. Pekala. İlk şiş şeyle konu. Ya korktum o neydi be? Tamam. Orada şunu söyleyeyim, oyunda koşma yok normalde. Modun özelliği. Bu yüzden mod indirmek istedim. Evet, başka bir şey daha. Ya oyunun en büyük eksisi bu diyebilirim, koşma yok oyunda. Hello. Gamsız Pete.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
Victor.
The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be. The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say.
Okay.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse.
Tamamdır. Bir gangster ekibi tarafından vurmuş ama vurma nedenimizi hala bilmiyoruz.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Ha, sen smart.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
Okay. Güzel bar göçmeni.
That Doc Mitchell sure knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Yes. Oh, ışınlandı.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them.
Silahımızı giyelim. İtemler. Ha, sen çıkarmış. Ne vurdun?
That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim.
Tamam, eğilme kontrolmüş. C'ye bastım ilk başta ama.
Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway.
Eğitimi bitir. Gerek yok, oyunu biliyoruz.
Suit yourself. Hope this help. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
Tamamdır. Bu sanki iş var
Hi
demişti
there.
ama.
Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer?
Aynen, biraz para iyi giderdi.
Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it. If the lock's too much for you to handle, you'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful, though. Put too much pressure on them, and they'll snap. Always happy to help someone down on their luck. Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with a roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can.
Okay. Görüşürüz. Trudy yine konuşalım.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not going to buy something, get out.
Oo, agresif. Olay var sanırsam ama. Arkadaş. Canım, teşekkür ederim.
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon.
Tartışmıyoruz aynen abi.
Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
Sıkıntı. Ringo nerede?
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill.
Peki yani.
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him.
Oradaki bu.
Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
O klasik iş. Çeteleri yok etmek. Oo bayağı bir konuşma şeyi varmış. Bana saldırın
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know. I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
Okay, tamamdır. Tamire verdik. Radyoyu onarabiliriz.
Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world. And that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman. If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Goodsprings.
Oh.
Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad. And they've got a lot of friends out there.
Tartıştığım şu adam. Robot.
I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me.
Ne zamandır buralarda?
It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was. Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before.
Seçilmiş kişiyiz. Ya ilginç bir şey.
There's always something interesting going on. But the biggest news has to be the come and dust up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam.
Okay. NCR ve Legion. Evet, oyunun en başında bize bilgi vermek için böyle bir sohbet etmiş. Şu radyoya bir bakalım. Tahmin edelim. Ulan. Radyonun iç bileşenleri incelerinde çeşitli bağlantı. Evet. 20 tamir daha fazlası. Tamam. Güzel. Bu kadar. Sevdim.
Feeling thirsty?
Radyo.
Yeah,
tamir.
I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some...
Ticaretimiz.
Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this sort of thing. Now, how about spending some...
Ohoho, iyi para yaptık ha. Ticaret ve tamir. Böyle iyi para kasabiliriz.
I'm sure I've got something you'll...
Bunlar bendekiler mi? Bunlar bendekiler. Tamir 10. Dergi mi bu? Çok para harcamak istemiyorum. Radyasyon. Biraz meyve alabiliriz. Meyve diyorum. Yiyecek. Elma alabiliriz. Temiz su. Olur. Şunu alalım. Tamam, çok para da harcamaya gerek. Daha yeni kazandık hemen.
Give me a shout if you need anything else.
Okay. Sanırım bu video için biraz uzun sürdü giriş kısmı ama bu kadar yeterli gibi. İkinci videoda devam ederiz. Görüşmek üzere.